September 30th, 2025. The prophet Zechariah lived in the 6th century before the Common Era and was active as a prophet probably from 520 to 518, just as the Israelites were returning to Jerusalem from exile and planning on rebuilding the temple, the second temple, the one that Jesus knew. Jerusalem is central to both readings. For us, it is difficult to understand the critical importance of Jerusalem, either then or now. When I was the director of an interfaith pastoral care staff in a Catholic hospital, that difficulty was very obvious. So I invited a rabbi chaplain to give a presentation to the staff on the importance of Jerusalem in Jewish history and theology. When we understand that, it is easier to understand why Luke could write, "When the days for Jesus to be taken up were fulfilled, he resolutely determined to journey to Jerusalem." Luke is here speaking of the death, resurrection, and ascension of Jesus, a life which for Luke began in Jerusalem and will end there as well. In the words of the late scholar Michael Patella, OSB, the crucible into which his earthly ministry is funneled begins in Jerusalem and ends there. The journey to the city of his destiny will begin for Jesus with a rejection by a village of Samaritans and his rebuke of the disciples against violence. That rebuke against violence is worthwhile remembering when we consider Jerusalem today. His ministry had begun with the rejection in Nazareth, and the journey to Jerusalem begins with another. As Zechariah said, "Many peoples and strong nations shall come to seek the Lord of hosts in Jerusalem." The centrality of the Jerusalem temple in Jewish worship in Jesus' day cannot be overstated, and we have the reverberations of it this day around the Temple Mount or noble sanctuary, beloved of both peoples, indeed of all peoples. It was the primary, indeed the only site of worship, sacrifice, and pilgrimage in his time. We can assume Jesus participated in all of them. In our time, in August each year, for Jews there is the solemn fast of Tish B'Av, remembering and commemorating the destruction of both the first and second temples. We are now towards the end of the 10 days of awe, which begin on Rosh Hashanah, the Jewish New Year, and will conclude on the evening of October 1st with the service of Kol Nidre, followed by the solemn fast of Yom Kippur. The task of the days of awe is teshuvah, or return to God. It is a period of reflection and repentance, during which it was believed that God holds open the book of life with all the judgments of the year to come. On Yom Kippur, the book is closed and the judgments are final. In the service of Kol Nidre, Aramaic for annulment, the opening of Yom Kippur, one reflects on the promises to God and to oneself, which we have not lived up to in the previous year. It is a meditation on human fallibility and the breaking of promises, a practice we would do well to imitate. This year we cannot help but think about and lament the human fallibility and the broken promises of all the peoples of the Holy Land. People have died because of broken promises. And so for us, it is good to pray the words of a well-loved song. "I have set my eyes on your hills, Jerusalem, my destiny. Though I cannot see the need for me, I cannot turn away. We have set our hearts for the way. This journey is our destiny. Let no one walk alone. The journey makes us one. See, I leave the past behind. A new land calls to me. Here among you now, I find a glimpse of what might be. Let no one walk alone. The journey makes us one.